Beyond Boundaries. It is our pleasure to welcome you to Beyond Boundaries, a series of virtual sessions initiated by Takshila Educational Society to propagate diverse themes, thoughts, and perspectives. In order to facilitate better understanding of our world and its concerns, we bring articulate speakers from all walks of life on this platform to further ideas that foster learning, self expression, and ingenuity. In this session titled Being Future Ready in a VUCA World, our speaker, Dr. Amrita Das, guides students in identifying the ideal educational and career path in an ever changing global scenario. This is the second session of Saturday webinars, a sub series of virtual sessions under Beyond Boundaries on career oriented knowledge and skills. Dr. Amrita Das is a leading educationist and career consultant. She established the Institute for Career Studies, Lucknow, in 1985 and pioneered career counselling and guidance services in India. In addition to serving on the boards of many prestigious public schools, Dr. Das has been an advisor to SIDBI, a member of the Steering Committee on Women and Child Development under the Ninth Planning Commission, and the ex-officio director to the SBI. She writes on a wide range of educational, career, and leadership issues for prominent newspapers and magazines. We now begin. Over to our speaker, Dr. Amrita Das.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to be connected with all of you through many virtual universes, thanks to Takshila. And thank you very much, Mrs. Etika Singh, for that warm welcome. We are going to be talking about a volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous world and all the opportunities that it presents. The COVID catastrophe, so unpredictable, has also given us many opportunities and adversity. Let's see how we can leverage these opportunities in adversity and make a difference. And here I would like to share with you the power of now. I believe, students, that you're not leaders of tomorrow, you're leaders of today. You're the authors of today, the inventors, the entrepreneurs, the teachers, the creative people, dancers, musicians, actors. So I would like to share a few success stories, and I would like you to think about how you can be that star, that trailblazer, because you can leverage your talents today through a wonderful technology platform. So we have with us Samay, who earned 2.9 crore rupees by presenting to the world his research concept of the circadian rhythm, our body rhythm, and how we function optimally at different times of the day. Shapat, a world-class shooter on our team who also makes interesting apps on games. We have a person who has done something amazing. Anand has made a virtual reader for the visually abled. We have Sarah Rose, a young author. At the age of 9, she co authored a book with the famous author Paro Anand. We have a teacher in our midst. We also have Samaya, who's a young CEO of a company and who has specialized in coding and coding games. So there are many success stories. And I want you to see how you can be that success story today as students while focusing on your studies, doing well, showcasing your talent. Also, it's very important to be a leader today. The COVID scenario has made a big difference to our environment. We have clean air, blue skies, a revival of nature. And I would love you all to see how together you can lead a movement wherein we bring back an equilibrium that will sustain our environment, that will limit our carbon footprints, and you can make a difference. Now, as you look ahead, where your talents and the needs of the world come together, lie opportunities of success. So please identify what you love to do, what you're great at. The two coming together will result in a rewarding career. So you must make your passion your profession. How do you identify this? Look at your aptitudes, your interests, look at your talents, take cognizance of it, leverage it, make the most of it. Today, it is possible to find a career of your choice and not leave it to chance because there are infinite opportunities. And we are going to see just how you can do it. So, the points to remember right at the outset is that there are no ideal careers, only ideal choices. In Dumbledore said, it's not your aptitudes that will ultimately make a difference. It's the choices you make. If you make the right choices, your aptitudes will be leveraged. Your aptitudes and your interests together will lead you to a dream career, which will give you so much happiness and fulfillment and meaning in life. So fine tune those choices to your unique frequency. Each one is unique. Live your own dreams. Don't let anyone superimpose their dreams on you. It's your life. So remember that song of Bon Jovi? It's my life. Live your life to the fullest. Identify the right course at the right campus. It's important to see what exactly you wish to study and find the campus for it. It's possible to do it because there are many good campuses in India and abroad, and we'll be talking about that. And I emphasize again, make your passion your profession. What will then make you successful is that if you prepare in advance. Success comes when opportunity meets with preparation. So dream big, act now. As Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. But I say between dreaming and doing, wake up. So I think Takshilla has given us an opportunity for a wake up call so that we can actually very actively and purposefully start thinking about our future. Now, for those of you who are in grades 9 and 10 and have to make choices about subjects, the best news I can give you is that unlike a few years ago, most careers are open to you from all subject choices. So please do not go by misconceptions that science is up there and it'll give you the best options, then commerce and humanities is kind of very low down on the list. So please look at it from the point of view of the subjects that gel with you, and we'll tell you how to make those choices and what the right subject choice will lead to. So if you choose subjects that you're good at, those subjects develop your mind, develop your intellect. you achieve high performance levels. You get great grades. And when you get great grades, you're so excited and happy that your self esteem also goes up. Others praise you. You become a star because you're doing well. You don't need tuitions. You have time then for extracurricular activities and hobbies. And all of this together, doing well in your studies, pursuing your hobbies, participating in extracurricular activities, develops in you a smart mind and a smart personality, which ultimately leads to happiness and fulfillment. So, if you just start by making the right choice, a well considered, well thought through choice, you will just make your life so much easier and your goals so much more accessible. Now, here are a few tips regarding making subject choices because this is going to bring out the best in you. Be aware of your aptitudes and interests, your class performance. Now, class performance is not just about marks. Class performance is your understanding of the subject. You're being able to apply that subject and understand the nuances, the depth of the subject. Maybe you don't get high marks because you have exam phobia, but that can be tackled. Your command over your subject is what we need to have a look at. And then, important, what are the eligibility requirements for different professional courses and careers? And as I said a while ago, most of them are open from any combination. So just look at the eligibility requirements that we have presently. So, physics, chemistry, and math is required for engineering, architecture, pharmacy, merchant navy, biotechnology. However, there are some engineering colleges which will take students with PCB in biotechnology, but you would have to study math in the foundation course. So if you're in grades 11 and 12, you got PCB, you're interested in biotechnology, don't despair. All that you will have to do is to take up math as a foundation course. For Air Force, Navy, and civil aviation, that is flying, you need just physics and math, not chemistry. For economics, computer applications, and BCom honors in most places, math is a must. For the medical field, paramedical field, for veterinary sciences, pharmacy, you need physics, chemistry, biology. So, pharmacy is one field, and also biotechnology, wherein physics, chemistry, math, and physics, chemistry, biology would get you there. Beyond this, everything else is available to you. Now, supposing you're thinking right now, I want to become a pilot, but I cannot manage physics. I'm okay with math. You can do physics through the open school. You can do any subject through the open school and get that basic eligibility. So, students, there are alternative routes for you today that did not exist a few years ago. You're a lucky generation. At this stage, I think let's pause and take some questions. Do we have any questions on subject selection? Anything about subjects that you want to ask?
Ma'am, what is open school from Ashish Anand?
Well, that's a wonderful question, Ashish. I'm so glad you asked it. The open school is a system wherein you can do a correspondence course. Like the National Open School is NIOS, comes under the umbrella of CBSE. So you can be in your school studying a set of subjects, but you can join the NIOS and do other subjects which may be necessary to fulfill eligibility. And I'll give you two examples. There was a student at Welham Girls School who wanted to study business at Wharton School of Business after 12th. However, though she was okay with math, she felt that if she took math with the board exams, she would not be able to do well. She may get a 70 or 80. that would affect her overall score. So she joined a course called AP, Advanced Placement, for going abroad. AP is a good program to do. And she took up mathematics through the advanced program, which is delivered online. Another student, he was very keen to do wildlife, and his name is Mark. And what happened to him is that in his school, he could not take up biology without chemistry, and he needed both. So, what he took up in school was environmental science, geography, economics, and physical education. And through NIOS, he did biology and chemistry, which gave him the basic eligibility. You know, he's done his MSc in wildlife because of the two subjects, and he has joined the World Wildlife Fund, and he's the happiest person ever because his passion is his profession. So NIOS is an open school system under the CBSE. You enroll for it online and you can do the course. Any other question?
Yeah, Gitesh Jaiswal, how can someone become a historian or archaeologist? What subjects are needed?
That's a very good question, and we'll be coming to it just now when we look at subjects. To become a historian or archaeologist, ideally take up history as one of your subjects. And once you finish your plus two, you can do a combination of history and archaeology or ancient Indian history, or move into just archaeology. You'll have many choices, but history is the ideal route for it.
Next question is from Pavni. I am in class 12. I have taken up humanities. I have psychology, sociology, political science, history. However, I have an inclination towards fine arts. How should I go about it? What options do I have?
As you're interested in fine arts, it would be important to take up courses in fine arts whenever you have the time during the holidays, or online courses, and develop a portfolio. Now, if you have a dual interest, for instance, you want to do psychology or economics plus fine arts, you can do both. However, if you're only interested in fine arts, you can join one of the top schools of art. There are many across the country. Our website has the list. Let's carry on because some of these questions will be answered in my subsequent conversation with the students. And this in itself will answer many of the questions which you're putting up now. So after class 12, you'll have a number of routes which you can consider. This is a stage when a lot of students are confused, because the general trend is that after plus two, it is best to take a professional course and not go the academic route. I would say, let us not generalize. Let us customize the choices. As I had said earlier, fine tune the choice to your frequency. So, who should go the academic route? If you love a particular subject, you enjoy studying it, and you're not going in for engineering or medical or architecture, which you need to join right after plus two. And in any case, when you do medicine and engineering and architecture, you do study physics, chemistry, math, or physics, chemistry, biology in the first 2 years. So, in anything else, even if it's law or management, put the pause button now and think of the subject that you may wish to pursue rather than immediately jumping into a professional course. So, what will happen if you take up a subject that you love, that you're great at, that you enjoy studying? You take that subject, and after that, you'll have two broad opportunities or options. One is to continue with the subject and pick up a specialization. Today, there are many specializations with fantastic career opportunities. So you're opening up to specializations. For instance, if you take up economic honors, you can go in for business economics, financial economics, environmental economics. You can move for political economics. There's so much in each field. So we'll be showing you that. You are opening yourself to possibilities for specializations if you first take up the subject that you like. Now, supposing you're not keen to go in for a specialization, all other professional courses are open for you, like Masters of Business Administration for management, advertising, journalism, public relations, social work, law, filmmaking, design, hospitality, travel and tourism, and much more. If you want to continue with your subject and not move this way, you can do your PhD and get deeper knowledge into your subject. Once you do your PhD, you can be in academics, you can be a consultant, you can do so many other things. Like I have a PhD degree. I studied education and educational psychology with history, and I started an institution. And you heard that I was also on the board of the State Bank of India. I did not have a specialization in management to do it, but that PhD degree opened my mind to possibilities. Let's go to the next one. You don't want to go the academic route, you can go the professional route. So you have the BTech or BE in engineering, MBBS for medicine or paramedical courses. You can go for a BBA. In Bombay University, they call it Bachelor's of Management Studies. You can do Bachelor's in Hotel Management, Medias, Social Work, Architecture, and so much more. So you go straight for the professional route. And after that professional route, you can continue and do a master's in it or take on a job for a while. And then, if you wish, move into another professional qualification of your choice. Because today, what I want you to know is all of you belong to Generation Z or Generation Z. You were born between 1995 and 2010 in what is known as the fourth industrial revolution, AI enabled fourth industrial revolution. So, in your case, there will be many careers and specializations that don't exist. According to some predictions, 60% of the careers you have today will not be there tomorrow. So you'll have to continuously think of what next, what specialization you should pick up next, because all of you will have a minimum of 5 career fields in your life. So you have to be a lifelong learner. So you can see which particular building blocks to bring together. Third option, there are a lot of combinations which are open. And the good news is that the University Grants Commission has said that you can do 2 courses simultaneously. Earlier, it wasn't permitted. So for the person who asked about fine arts, you can be studying fine art with any other subject. It is allowed. The university may offer it, or 2 other universities may offer it. One can be online and one can be a campus experience. So combinations that exist today, to give you an example, English, psychology, journalism, economics, sociology, industrial relations, performing arts with English and psychology, economics with media studies and political science, BA with BEd, BSc with BEd, BA LLB, BSc LLB, BCom LLB. There's so much there for you. You're so lucky, and more coming up. So you have combinations. And you could be thinking of a variety of possibilities here. Let's quickly see the professional courses which you have after +2. So you can do law, and within law, you have possibilities of Bachelor's of Arts with law, BBA with law, BCom with law. This is open for all subject students. Now, I want to quickly discuss the 5-year law course. If you're not absolutely sure you want to do law, don't just go for a 5-year course because it's prestigious. There is a trend in our society wherein students either go for engineering coaching or medical coaching or CLAT coaching. By all means, go for CLAT coaching if you're sure about law, because remember, it's a 5-year program. And in most law schools, you cannot leave after 3 years. And so many students have come to us just after the first year saying, we don't want law. What do we do now? Do we have to stick it out for 5 years? So, again, think whether you want to do a 5-year law course or break it up into two options, two separate options. Doing a BA, BSc, LLB first, and then a 3-year law course. So you'll be much more mature after 3 years to know whether law is what you want. So you have law, many specializations there, management with finance management, business management, HR, sales, marketing, retail, international business. There are BBA courses which offer international business management, financial management today, and you can actually straight away go for it. Then you have mass communication with journalism, advertising, filmmaking, new media, public relations. For mass comm, there are a number of courses. If you do the Bachelor's of Mass Media program in Bombay University, in the last year, you'll have a choice between advertising and journalism. Some offer all of it, some give you choices. If you want to go just for filmmaking, Xavier's in Mumbai is best for filmmaking. If you want filmmaking along with another subject, you can look at Whistling Woods, which has a tie up with the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, or the actor prepares. So many options exist for you. You just have to plan it well and manage your time. Then, for all students, a new course has come up, Bachelor's in Social Work. This is offered by the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Nirmala Niketan, St. Joseph's in Bangalore, and many more. You have hotel and catering industry. Now, right now, because of COVID, this industry has been badly hit. But remember, you're in grade 12, 10, 11, 12. Recovery is happening. Within 2 years, this industry will come back in another avatar and you will be future ready for it. Bachelor's in culinary art. You don't have to go the hotel management route if you want to become a master chef. Today, you can do a degree course in culinary art, travel and tourism, art and design with many specializations. Like, you are so lucky, and much more coming up. Chartered accountancy for those who are from all subject streams. Definitely, if you take up the commerce stream, you will have a good background. But if you decide later on that you want to be a CA, people from all subject streams are eligible. You have to do the basic exam. Cost and management accountancy also, and company secretary. These courses are available from all subject combinations. For BCom, there are specializations in accounting and finance, travel and tourism, insurance, financial markets. For those who are great at maths, actuarial science and insurance has great opportunities. And within the defense services, whereas for Navy and Air Force, you need physics and math, for defense services, the Army, you can go from any combination. And there are two entries, one the NDA and the other after your bachelor's. Now, supposing you go in for humanities, there are many specializations. The trending specialization for those who take up English would be content writing. There's a worldwide demand for it. And students, when I talked about the power of now, those of you who are good in English can become content writers and start earning right away. Many students whom we have advised are earning a minimum of 10,000 a month with content writing. And they're also becoming philanthropic with that, promoting causes. With geography, analyzing remote sensing data, energy analysts, environment and ecology, environmental management are going to be trending. A very new field in history is cliodynamics. I spoke about a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. See, today the only constant is change, and there's unpredictability. History helps you to understand the past and then have a better idea about the present to be able to predict the future. Now, if you bring maths and computer science and statistics along with history, you use mathematical tools, you use algorithms, you'll be able to make predictions with greater accuracy so that we can have a plan A, plan B, and plan C ready before us and we are not taken unawares. So it's a very good field for those who love history and math or computer science. Then we have natural resource management and international relations, and there's so much out of history, digital history. Let's move to the next. Political science, international relations has always been trending, but political analysis, advising, research analysts have a lot of scope. Psychology also has a growing number of specializations, like interdisciplinary ones too. So if you like psychology and economics, a brand new specialization is behavioral economics or behavioral finance. 2 years ago, the Nobel Prize for Economics was won by Dr. Richard Thaler, who did it on behavioral economics, wherein he analyzed the impact of human behavior on markets, on the stock markets. So, this impact we saw or witnessed recently as well. And if you bring these two subjects together, you'll be very relevant. The other wonderful options in psychology are clinical psychology, cognitive sciences, forensic psychology, paramedical psychology, if you take up psychology, and biology. It's all about a body mind connect. So, psychology and economics, psychology and biology are also making great combinations. Let's take up questions from what I have covered, and then we look at PCB and PCF. I'm sure you have some questions from specializations and careers available from all combinations.
Next question is from Aparna. Ma'am,
Yeah.
I'm interested in both art and design and science.
Mhm.
Both things strike me together. What are the eligible choices for me?
So if you love science, Aparna, go for science, but also take up art or design alongside. Many schools offer it as a part of your subject choices and develop a nice portfolio. I could tell you that graphic arts is trending and so also UI and UX. So, along with your creative flair, if you do courses in UI, UX, graphic arts, digital design, there'll be a lot of scope.
Next question is from Kartavya. Ma'am, tell me something about commerce.
So, about commerce, you will have subjects like business studies, economics, math, and accountancy. Once you take up these subjects, you can go into specializations like BCom honors and move into accountancy. You could look at business studies, wherein you're into management, which I talked about, or you could even go in for economic honors. So, commerce is all about business and trade, and you have many routes into commerce: the management route, the accountancy route, the finance route, and you could decide which one suits you the best.
Kartavya has question on YouTube as well.
Yes.
Please tell something about going into journalism.
For journalism, you have to have a creative mind, a flair for writing, and if you're talking about YouTube, a flair for speaking, a flair for making movies, and you can become a YouTuber right now. I'm sure you are. Are you a YouTuber? Are you putting up visuals and Are you putting up documentaries? Are you speaking through YouTube? That should start now. So, as I said, practice makes perfect. Leverage your talents, become a YouTuber right away.
Very interesting question from Aparna. Can I do performing arts with BTech?
Of course, you can. There's so many people who went into engineering who also gave performances, or for any field and gave performances. I'll give you the example of a eminent lady today called Shovana Narayan. She joined the civil services, but she continued to give Kathak performances. She writes, she gives talks, and she's more famous as a Kathak dancer globally than as an official in the Indian Audits and Account Services. So, here again, you'll have to manage your time and you'll have to keep practicing. I have another example of a person called Amit Mukherjee, who was a geologist, but he loved singing and he never gave up singing. He kept practicing. So once he became director of the Geological Survey of India, he thought that he's had enough of geology, he's enjoyed it, and what he was missing out was in music. So he shifted track and became director of the Sangeet Research Academy, started giving performances, encouraging performers, and traveling around the world. So you also can keep two or three balls in the air and not let them drop and see which ones you want to make the most of as your primary career. Because I say where your talents and the needs of the world match lies an opportunity, grab it.
Next question is from Vinitha. Could you tell me what I must do to pursue a career in automotive industry, particularly related to design, functionality and fuel?
Oh, so when you talk about the cross functional aspects of the automotive industry, we are talking about the technology as well as design. It'll be ideal to take up physics, chemistry, math, go in for automobile engineering, and then alongside do design and do your master's in design. You'll be ideally suited for this industry. Engineering plus product design.
Next question is from Shruti. Ma'am, where can I do international relations?
International relations is primarily a postgraduate course. So if you study bachelor's in political science, international relations will be a part of it. But you can go into it from any subject stream. Supposing you studied economics or history or psychology, and you now want to do international relations, you can do a master's in international relations, which is offered by most top universities in India and the world.
Next question is from Urvi. Does forensic have enough scope in India?
Forensic has increasing scope in India, particularly digital forensics. So go for it.
Next question is from Aditi. Where or what all options are there if we don't want to continue with science stream after plus two?
Aditi, if you don't want to continue with the science stream, I mentioned there are infinite options. Most careers can be accessed by you. You have to think very carefully what exactly you want to do for your undergraduation, for your bachelor's course. Do you want to go for an academic course? If you're keen on a non science academic course, look at what you enjoyed in grade 10. Or there are subjects which were not offered in school, like sociology, anthropology, which you can take up. Or you can move into professional courses like management and law and media, social work. There's so much out there. You have to think very carefully and again match your aptitudes along with your interests.
Next question is from Anvi. What are the basic subjects to be taken up for the financial analyst as a career?
To become a financial analyst as a career, maths will be very useful for you. Other than that, you can have anything. So if you were really to look at two core subjects of financial analysis, it's economic and maths.
Okay, next question is from Shreya. What process can I follow to get admission in best IIT institute?
That's a good question. What process you should follow? So, right from the very beginning, Learn your physics, chemistry, and math in a way that you understand the concepts and you can apply them. So the IIT exam questions are mostly applied. For instance, one year there was a question like stand up and sit down, and then what made this happen? And it was as simple as the gravitational force. So you've got to keep applying what you're learning, all the scientific theories and principles. Look at previous year's questions and practice them. And there are a lot of courses on offer which you can take. So you can see which courses would be most, I say, applicable for you at each stage. But focus on the board exams. Don't compromise on your board results because ultimately the competitive exams are going to give way and very soon to a very holistic way of assessing your suitability. I'll be discussing this when we come to campuses. So it's going to be a very different format of assessment, which will definitely include your deep knowledge of the subject. Given the kind of exams that happen today, make sure you have a command over your physics, chemistry, math. Start doing a lot of questions. For the answers that you get wrong, go back and look at the principle again, the theory again. So I think focus will help you.
Next question is from Aniket. Ma'am, I have taken PCMB, but can I do dynamics because I have interest in history and maths as well?
All right, that's so exciting. You've taken PCMB, so it means you've got mathematics. So once you pass out of your +2, you could take a combination of math and history, and it is offered at the Ashoka University and other universities in India and abroad. I'm sure Kriya also has it. These are the two new liberal arts universities that have come up. So you could take up math and history, or you could do math from one university and study history online. So, yes, after PCMB, go ahead with it. And I can see a future Nostradamus in our midst.
Next question is from Ananya. I am not very good at math. However, I like economics a lot. Which stream would you recommend?
Ananya, just take up economics regardless of the stream. So choose the other subjects that you would be best at. If you don't take up math with the existing subject combinations, do the math through NIOS. Whereas you can join Bombay University and Bangalore University without mathematics. Later on, math will be useful for the master's programs if you want to go abroad. So you don't have to have it reflected on your board exam results. You can do it as an alternative course.
From Jot Singh. Good universities for advertising.
Good universities for advertising would be universities that offer bachelor's in mass media courses. And right now, the best advertising courses are offered by Bombay University. So it's called a BMM program. In the third year, you select advertising, and you can do this program from a number of colleges of Bombay University, like Xavier's, Jai Hind, Wilson, and for girl students, Sophia.
Next question is from Arjun. Which specialization is required to pursue a career in mechatronics?
For mechatronics, you need physics, chemistry, math, Arjun. And some universities abroad specifically are offering a BTech course in mechatronics, amongst which the best ones would be, I would say, Waterloo University in Canada and Carleton University in Canada, because they are completely job linked and you actually start working from year one in a very practical way in a system called co-op. So you have a fully supervised work experience, which is also paid. Pooja, let's take up the next bit and then we'll come to questions again. We'll go back to looking at some more and then we'll come back to questions. So let's look at professional courses if you've got physics, chemistry, biology, or you're planning to take up physics, chemistry, biology. So you have MBBS, which is a 5.5 year medical course, which includes internship or a bachelor's in dental surgery. So BDS again is a wonderful program, and recently the government has come up with the opportunity for people who do BDS to then move over to MBBS if they so wish after completing certain eligibility criteria. You also have a lot of trending paramedical fields. Paramedical means parallel to the medical field, like physiotherapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, audiology to do with the ears and hearing, optometry. Today, as an audiologist or an optometrist, you have a very high tech place, a studio where you do the various checkups and you help people with hearing aids and spectacles, and it has a lot of scope. Pharmacy is about making medicines, and a new specialization in this is drug design, wherein you develop medicines which match with the metabolism of the person. Now, this is very interesting, a combination of BSc and LLB. So, if you love biology or chemistry, for example, you can go in for a new specialization called genetics law. So, with so much gene manipulation happening, there are a lot of disputes, and genetics lawyers would be required. You could also think of looking at BSc in physics, chemistry, zoology, botany, microbiology, biology, biochemistry, environmental sciences, veterinary sciences, biotechnology, and so much more, and then move for a specialization or research. And here again, I want you to be very, very clear not to get into the trap of doing engineering or an engineering coaching leading to engineering or medicine and medical coaching if you love a subject and you're not keen on those careers. If you want to go for medical, by all means, do every preparation. But if you're not passionate about the medical field, and you love a particular science, the scope for scientific research within the fields of biology and chemistry are stupendous. If the 20th century was about the computer sciences, the 21st century is a century of the biosciences. So there are a lot of opportunities here. Then let's look at opportunities for physics, chemistry, maths. You have engineering, architecture, computer applications, IT, BSc LLDB as a 5 year course. Here, if you love computer science and you're keen on law, you can go in for cyber law because there's a lot of cyber crime which is happening. Cyber lawyers have a big demand and we will need them in large numbers in the future. You can do a BSc in physics, chemistry, math, statistics, avionics, environmental science, computer science. For Navy and Air Force, you need physics and maths. For commercial flying, physics and maths. For merchant Navy, physics, chemistry, and math. So these are the options for students who want to move ahead with physics, chemistry, math into these fields. But everything else is also open to you. Let's watch a film on the Careers 4.0. We've spoken a lot. This will give you amazing ideas, and we'll take up more questions after this. So you saw that, and that was all about the latest careers, what we call Careers 4.0. So, what we're going to quickly take you through is, and then we open it up for questions, careers available from all subjects, but increasingly post COVID, there'll be digital transformations in each career. And who better suited than you as a very young person to be at the helm of affairs because of your digital edge, your digital intelligence? So there's advertising and corporate communication where digital marketing is trending. You can specialize in digital marketing right now through online programs and become a consultant. Art and design, as I said, UI and UX and graphics, animation have a lot of scope. Accounting, analytics, banking, and finance, increasingly the E dimension of it. Business management, career guidance, civil services with e governance, computers and IT, applications and animations. So, as you can see, there's defense in the army, which we talked about. There's the educational field, hospitality, hotel travel, tourism, law, insurance, mass communication, psychology related fields, performing arts, social work, sports. Within sports, you can look at, while being a sports person, you can consider sports psychology, sports medicine, sports media, and sports management. These are wonderful specializations which will keep you in an arena that you enjoy. So, with that, I'll take questions. Let's go for some more questions and then we'll move into another interesting sphere which you're going to love.
Next question is from Aparna. What are the requirements for taking up banking as a profession?
Aparna, very interestingly, you can go in from banking from any subject combination. Because I said if you take up the subjects that you're great at, those subjects develop your mind. So, for example, all the national banks have an entrance exam wherein you can be an undergraduate from any field, BA, BSc, BCom, BBA, anything. Having said that, there's certain knowledge and skills that will stand you in good stead. So for banking, if you're great at accountancy or numericals, you have got a good numerical and logical aptitude, that will be useful. As you deal with people, a good social aptitude. So you can definitely study economics and commerce and accountancy that has a direct connect with banking. But students who are studying anything else can pick up this knowledge and skills and enter the field of banking.
Harsh wants to know, can I take up behavioral finance with PCM in 11th and 12th?
Harsh, you can definitely take up behavioral finance because you've got mathematics, and later you could consider studying maths with economics or psychology, and you can move in for behavioral finance. Definitely. Bring in some psychology, take up online courses of psychology, and there'll be a huge future for you in this field. All the best, Harsh.
Hitesh wants to know, ma'am, which course should we take for archaeology or for becoming historian with Indian government?
So, if you want to join the Indian government with this field, start with a BA honors in history or a bachelor's in archaeology and do your master's in archaeology and take an entrance exam of the Archaeological Survey of India. That will be the route to join the Indian government.
Jayaditya, what are the subjects and requirements for entrepreneurship and what are the further opportunities?
All right, so entrepreneurship needs the mindset of entrepreneurial mindset first. And beyond that, you can go from any combination into entrepreneurship. The trend today is serial entrepreneurship because with the fast paced changes, you just don't know what will be trending. So, what is in today may be out and something new may come in. and you got to keep shifting tracks. For example, in the current scenario, people who are in the hotel industry have started making dispensers or providing services for personal protection equipment. They're doing these hand sanitizers. So they saw an opportunity, an organization called CMAP helped them set up, let us say, a small industry very quickly wherein they could manufacture this, and they're doing so well. So look at the quick shift from something to do with hotel and travel and tourism to looking at personal protection equipment kits. So serial entrepreneurship, but try and choose a field that gives you a lot of enjoyment, that you enjoy doing. So you can be an entrepreneur in the field of education, the field of health, in the field of business, environment, social development, economics. Choose your field and look at the trends and see how you can carve a niche for yourself. Now, if you look at me as an educational entrepreneur, I always wanted to be in the field of education. I love this field, but I wanted to do something with a difference. So when I came back from London University, the thought was in my mind. I questioned, do I want to teach? Yes, I do want to teach, but I want something more. And I realized there was a need for career counseling and guidance. And I shared this with my parents, and they loved the idea. In fact, it was my mother who gave the name. Why don't you call it Institute for Career Studies? That was way back in 1985. Nobody knew what career counseling was. But I said, it's such a big name. I've just given an idea. And she said, you will grow into it. So it's important to follow your heart, to have that idea, and to make that idea come alive.
Next question is from Ananya. If not Delhi University, which college would you suggest for commerce and economics?
If not Delhi University, you have Bombay University, which has very good courses in BCom. And if you wish to go into accountancy courses, it's ideal to be in Bombay University because those courses are aligned to accountancy. You have Bangalore University with excellent courses, Kolkata University. So your BCom courses are great everywhere. You have private universities in the NCR, which you can also join for BCom. So the options are many.
Next, there are two questions from Aparna. That is one, are there any institute suggestions for JE preparations? Because nowadays every other institution is providing this course. And what are the subjects required for advertising?
For advertising, you can go from any subject combination. You need to be highly creative. You need to be good with words, good with design. So advertising has a creative part to it. It has the business development part of it. So you have to see which aspect you want to do and accordingly take up a course. Then the other question you said was, what was the other one, Pooja?
About JE preparations. Institute suggestions for JE
Okay,
preparations.
so actually you have looked at two very diverse fields right now, and you've got to be sure which one is your primary objective. And I would always say that you have your primary objective and follow that passionately because that is where you succeed. But if you're also interested in engineering, later you can move to advertising, as many people with a background of engineering have done. So if you're really interested in engineering and you want to be in a top institute, you could take up courses from organizations like FITCI, which have an established name. Uh, there are some good online courses as well. Do a lot of practice of question and answers. It is important to have good lineup of top institutions for engineering. So if not an IIT, what next? The BITS Pilani has wonderful campuses, and BITS Dubai does not have an entrance exam. So with decent marks, you can apply to BITS Dubai and have a good education at a branded engineering institution. There are many other very good private institutions which are aligned or have collaborations with foreign universities. For example, Bennett University in Noida for engineering has a collaboration with Georgia Tech, which is one of the best in US. So this again would be a great possibility. BM Munjal University in the NCR has a very good connect with Imperial University in London. So some of these private institutions and universities which have a collaboration are much more flexible in their admission criteria, wherein they look at your suitability. So have a list of the top engineering institutions. But as I said earlier, do not compromise on your board marks and results. Have your primary focus there and alongside prepare for engineering.
An important question from Shreya. To crack competitive exam, people advise me to join institutes like Akash, FITGI, etc. What will best option, self-study or to join institute?
I think I would again say that today education has become a buyer's market. It used to be a seller's market wherein there were many more students than seats. Today, there are more seats than students. So you have a choice, and it's going to get better and better. So, getting into a great campus is not an issue. The issue is, am I studying what I should be studying in this wonderful campus that I am in? You may be studying engineering at an IIT or at a BITS or at the Delhi Technological University. But the question is, should I have been doing architecture or economics or psychology, something else? So it has to be the right course at the right campus, and that is of great importance. So remember, the choice is yours, and you command that choice. Just watch out from June onwards, and here because admissions have been postponed, let us say from October, November onwards, there'll be a lot of advertisements in the newspaper saying seats vacant from top institutions, seats vacant, apply immediately. And there they want your board results. So please do focus on boards, do well, your best in your board exams, and alongside see how you can manage your time to be able to dovetail the board studies with preparations for the entrance exam. For example, if you are studying light in class, do all the questions on light that would come in the competitive exams. Likewise, when you're studying sound or the vector system, do all the questions related to that, and you'll find that you will make it.
Next question is from Ashish. What are the best universities for completing law?
The best universities for completing law are the national law universities like NLSIU in Bangalore, the National Law School in Hyderabad, Bhopal, Kolkata, Jodhpur, Delhi. These are some among the best. And our website will give you the entire list. So you have to prepare for an exam called CLAT. And CLAT has objective type questions in let us say, reasoning, analytical reasoning, English, comprehension, usage, vocabulary, numericals, general knowledge, and legal aptitude.
Aparna wants to know what are the requirements for taking up banking as a profession.
I have already answered this question. For taking up banking as a profession, if you want to go for nationalized banks, you can be from any subject combination. And there's an entrance exam after you've completed your bachelor's, which has a general mental ability component, pretty much like SAT, with objective type questions in English, reasoning, math, and GK. So that is what comes in the banking entrance exams. If you want to join a private bank, they like people with specializations in the field of banking and finance. So you do your BCom banking and finance, or your master's in banking and finance, or in financial engineering, analytics, financial economics, any economics, finance, business related course like MBA finance, the private banks prefer that. So, Pooja, let's do some more and then we'll take questions. All right, now this is exciting, students. There are specializations today that did not exist yesterday. So previously, we didn't have a course like art and design management, but this course helps you to develop managerial skills, organizational skills to say manage an art gallery or an art exhibition, an art auction. So you have a fascination for art and design, a flair for it, an aesthetic sense, but you have a management orientation. You can be in the field while specialization in management. You have artificial intelligence and robotics wellness specialists. So beyond being an MBBS or a BDS or a medical doctor, you can be a nutritionist with a lot of scope. You can be a yoga expert. You can actually move into this sphere with alternative medicine, with the lifestyle balance expertise, and this has plenty of scope. Digital marketing, I spoke about, forensic accounting. So, forensic accounting is about detecting crime, crime wherein large sums of money are siphoned off electronically. So, that is forensic accounting. So, you do your CA, train in forensics, and you become a CA 007, a James Bond in the field. Um, what happened here was that a lot of people initially did their CA, and an organization like KPMG sent them to Scotland Yard for training. So they came back from Scotland Yard with a forensic specialization and could catch a lot of crime, like, let us say, the Satyam scam, which happened totally online, which was, you know, stealing money from the bank by using fraudulent means. Molecular gastronomy is the next level of a super chef creating food to suit your palate and give you that very fine dining experience. I talked about genetics and cyber law. These are specializations in law. And if you love watching movies and making movies, go ahead and join the web series production team to make and launch films of your own. There are also a lot of interdisciplinary specializations today, which I've talked about. Some of them are like financial economics, and we have, let us say, psychobiology, the earth sciences. This is a multidisciplinary field. You can go from geography, environment sciences, agriculture. You have the combination of psychology and biology, which is very, very relevant. This can lead to cognitive sciences, neurosciences, which is about the body mind connect. Another lovely area is data analytics. So you may be in any field. For example, you may be doing hotel management, or you may be in the teaching field or the journalist field, but data analytics will take you forward. Behavioral economics and finance is what I already spoke about. And we have environmental design and them just numerous combinations that you can think of, and more coming up. So this should interest you because now things have changed. We have moved to another level of careers which did not exist. So very quickly, we've got a new track of careers coming up. As I mentioned earlier, there's going to be a digital transformation in every field. So there'll be a hybrid model of real and virtual worlds. Serial entrepreneurship, where as an entrepreneur, you would have to quickly shift tracks. Environmental sciences, management, ecology, energy, sustainable development expertise will have a big demand. I believe that there will be local production. And this local production and local economy will bloom if we have smart villages. If you specialize in any of the smart technologies to upgrade villages, if you bring in a local orientation there where we think locally and act globally, and vice versa, there are a lot of career opportunities within this sphere. Organic farming, food production, processing, marketing will be really big time because the trend is grow local, eat fresh stuff, not processed stuff. All the high tech careers will do very well, like counseling, caregiving, wellness specialists, teachers, trainers. These fields will be trending, and it's going to be high touch before high tech. Scientific research will reach newer horizons. So, students, if you're interested in any of the science subjects, and that's your passion, please continue with it. If that interest is greater than going in for engineering or medical, if engineering and medical is your core interest, do that first. But if it isn't, go for a subject, move into scientific research. There'll be amazing rewards from this, wherein once you patent your research, you earn for life. You become a consultant, you are an academician, you are a writer. There's so much more you can do, and perhaps like Dr. Abdul Kamal, President of India. Disaster management is a field which requires more and more specialists. Presently, there are very few. It's a growth area. Analytics with big data is another very big field. So, students, I would recommend, in order to be future ready, for the next few years, you will need some competencies which you can pick up from now. And these are available online. The three which I recommend as in demand skills are analytics, digital marketing, and design thinking. If you start doing these and become specialists in these three aspects along with your main career, you will have a lot of relevance, you'll be in great demand. And then, as more and more come up, you can see what the requirements are and upskill. So, it's all about upskilling. This is exciting news and breaking news. Liberal arts shine in the age of artificial intelligence. Why? For all AI and robotics, you need the human touch. You need the human mindset. You need chatbots that can give you the human experience. And it is the humanities students who are able to bring this particular edge to artificial intelligence. You need psychologists to be able to provide that kind of mindset and thinking in artificial intelligence. So robots will never, in our lifetime or in maybe even 100 years, replace humans, but they have to be more human to be acceptable. And so presently, anyone with a BA in any art subject and psychology as a social science is a tech company's hottest ticket in big demand. Specialization in one field is not going to be enough for future jobs. Please be a lifelong learner and see which specializations would fit into your beautiful mosaic of a career portfolio and keep bringing in those building blocks, just like as in a jigsaw puzzle, which makes sense to you. Studies in India, the right course at the right campus is what we are looking at. And I can tell you, India today has many wonderful campuses, both government and private. So you're spoiled for choice. And therefore, research from now, look at now which course you want to do and what campus would be the ideal campus to nurture your subjects to the best, as well as give you opportunities in areas of your talent like dance, music, sports. So, for example, if you're very fond of music or acting, look at universities which provide opportunities for you in that. Apply to all the renowned colleges across the country, because that will help you to see which one is the right match. And I think the best fit is what we need to look at. So if you apply for the top 10 in your field, you're going to be there. Another very interesting point is that Delhi University and some other universities have a sports quota and an extracurricular activities quota, wherein if you've participated in inter-school events at a national level or in national level events, you have an opportunity to get in through that quota with lower bandwidth of marks. However, they have trials. So let us look at the impact of COVID on admissions. The registration for undergraduate and postgraduate admissions have been put on hold, and some universities which have started admissions have clarified that they will open after July. It may be September. So there's a delay of at least 3 months before these colleges and universities open, and perhaps a lot of classes will be delivered online through Zoom or other digital media. The application deadlines for competitive exams have also been extended. For example, for CLAT, which used to have its exam in May, it will be after July because the application last date now is 1st of July. So entrance exam dates have been extended. Now, what is important here, students, is that if you had not thought of a particular university or a course or a campus, you've got time to actually think it through and see where you want to head. You can rethink it. This is a very important opportunity for you to actually get your right course at the right campus. Entrance exams have been delayed. Practice more, prepare better, make sure you get in through the entrance exam. You've got time to prepare, and this time is golden for you. You're very fortunate to have it, make the most of it. For studies abroad, it's important to look at the cost. The fees are high. There are very few scholarships at the undergraduate level. You also have to see, will I be able to cope far away from home? Do I need to go now or later? Should I study in India now and perhaps do some summer courses abroad and go for my master's? There are a lot of thinking that needs to be done before we decide whether we want to go right after class 12. We also need to see the placement scenario, which is important. So, across the world, there are fabulous campuses, and the best news is that all of them have relaxed their admission norms. The admission norms are going to be very different post COVID. So, let me talk about the immediate results and what it's going to be. So, owing to a delay in board results, there's a relaxation. Why has this happened? A lot of international students have withdrawn. And because international students have withdrawn, owing to the COVID crisis, the financial status of the universities has been badly hit. It has seen a huge dip in their finances. So they want students, and top universities have written to students who had got a no or a reject saying, you're welcome to come, please resubmit your documents. Visa applications will be entertained at later dates. Don't worry. Everything is delayed, and so is this. You will be accommodated. The best news is that SAT and ACT have been made optional by most campuses now. You don't need SAT and ACT. They need you, the campuses, more than you're going through SAT and ACT. So they're going to have a very different approach to assessing your suitability for their course, wherein your board marks or your school marks from 9, 10, 11, 12 will be taken into account. The projects you have done, the papers you may have written, the co curricular activities you have participated in, all this will become important. GMAT, GRE, advanced placement is now to move online with home testing. You can sit at home and do that AP test. The advanced placement maths test, which is calculus A, B, and BC, or AP stats, or AP psychology, it can be done at home. Another very interesting news, JEE mains has taken out there's been a notification where the National Testing Agency has invited fresh applications, primarily for those students who are planning to go abroad and have decided to stay in India. And the last date is May 25th, 2020. This is amazing. Germany's DAAD has announced that individual scholarships for studies in Germany will not be available in 2020, but they'll be available after that. And there is a likelihood of 1 or 2 semesters being taught online. So, students, what is going to change is easier access to studies abroad, but not many scholarships because they won't have enough money. So, easier access to studies abroad. Also, there are countries which give you job options after a few years of study, like Canada, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, have options for you to work after you complete your studies. But there may not be jobs of the same nature because for the next 2 or 3 years, the world economy is going to be in shambles. It'll take some time to recover. So you have to think of a lot of aspects as you decide to study, but to your advantage. There are going to be many more collaborations by top Indian universities and foreign universities. So, one, there'll be many collaborations. There'll be many more courses offered online which will have recognition. So, the opportunities and options to access quality courses globally at a more cost effective basis will be possible. So, we've talked about this. We'll take questions on it later. We can just move on and we'll take specific questions. I've talked about top employability skill students. This is a time when you can actually build on it. And when you get back to school, take part in co-curricular activities, uh, pursue hobbies, do online learning. So all these skills like critical thinking, tech savviness, adaptability, this has happened so quickly. COVID has made us resilient. COVID has made us adaptable. And I believe in the future, it's going to be the survival of the fittest and the quickest. And we've already learned it. Design thinking is about empathizing with the problem and then dealing with it. Emotional intelligence, being at home, connecting with families at a closer level has grown our emotional intelligence. Cultural intelligence and global literacy has also gone up because we are connected so much, not just with our scenario, but we are looking at so many interesting possibilities like free plays and musicals, which are available to us today at the click of a button. So that's growing our global literacy, complex problem solving, collaboration, just so quickly moving from classes in your classroom to online virtual classes shows wonderful collaboration of students with and their families with their teachers. We have to have curiosity for lifelong learning. Please read, read, and read. And of course, pick up data literacy skills now and apply critical thinking to all your learning. So, this will make you future ready. So, how do we prepare for the yet unknown? Confront misconceptions. You have to prepare for your future, not for our past. You have to pursue an interwoven learning and education. Microsoft brought out a document called Our Future Computed, in which, after a lot of study, Microsoft has said that every person with a technology background will have to have a humanities background and vice versa. Being informed and keeping track of the new specializations. So keep talking to people, reading, making notes of the newer specializations that are coming up, and create a multi-dimensional career portfolio that combines the building blocks of whatever you're passionate about and your talent. So let's look at one example of a career portfolio. For example, a lawyer can be a human rights activist, can be a creative writer, and also an educationist. So, this is just one example. There's so many of people in different fields. So, what I would suggest is right now, design a portfolio of what you would like to bring together in the next few years. And this will keep changing because as we journey in life, we will change. We will go and grow in knowledge, we will grow in experience, and the outer landscape will change. And what we need to do is a continuous fine tuning of our inner universe with the outer universe. So let's prepare for and challenge the future today to lead the change and create a better tomorrow. So, with that, I open it up for many more questions. And of course, do connect with us. We'll show you those connect points later. Open to lots of questions. And also give us feedback of how useful you found this webinar and what else you would like us to do for you to help you, to facilitate you in your journey from class to career and beyond. So let's have some more questions.
Avanti, ma'am, what if a student is interested in professional career as well as like editing videos and YouTubing? What should be done?
So that is a professional career. Please don't mistake it. It is a professional career where you're more entrepreneurial, where you're doing it on your own. So if you have the qualification, you could be working for an organization, or you could be doing it on your own, or you could be providing your talent through projects with different organizations. So there are a lot of possibilities for you to either work full time in an organization or work part time with that organization and do some of your own work, or take up 3 or 4 projects with different organizations.
Tanisha, I want to pursue my career in artificial intelligence. That's what are the necessary requirements?
For artificial intelligence, ideally, you can go from any science stream. So, physics, chemistry, math, or biology, and move into AI. So, you have to see which element of AI. So, do you want to do the coding? Do you want to do UI or UX, that is the user experience? There are many elements there. There's a big spectrum here. Do you want to specialize in machine learning? So you have to see which area of specialization, and wherein there are courses which you take for bachelor's courses. You also have a number of courses online offered by Microsoft, Oracle, Google, which are certified courses. So a lot of people, for example, did not go the engineering route. They studied something else, maybe psychology, maybe economics, but alongside, they took on Microsoft certified courses and are working with Microsoft in the field of AI, robotics, machine learning, etc.
Rehana wants to become a doctor. Ma'am, how to take admission in Harvard University and Cambridge University?
Rihanna, that's a very interesting question. To become a doctor, you need to have physics, chemistry, biology for India and for UK. For UK, there are very few seats for foreign students, and the cost is enormous. Wherein for other courses, you would pay maximum of maybe 20 to 25,000 pounds per annum. For medical, it's about 45,000 pounds. So it's very, very expensive. And there's no surety of a placement after you study in UK. So my advice is start with India, for which you have to do the NEET exam and prepare for it from now. The kind of experience you get in India is unparalleled. The patients that you see with a wide variety of diseases you don't get to see abroad. So the Indian experience is very useful. You can think of your masters abroad. Now, if you want to go to US, the system there is that you first do your undergraduate studies and go for what is pre-medical courses. Then you do an exam called the USMLE, United States Medical Licensure Exam, and go in for your MD studies. So it's a long haul of a minimum of 10 years before you get your MD degree. Whereas in India, in 10 years, you get to get your master's in any medical specialization. So you have to think it through very carefully.
Pankaj wants to know the right age to think about career options.
Pankaj, there's no right age. I know students who at a very young age have said, this is what I want to be, a teacher, I want to be a doctor. And they have become that because I've had over 3.5 decades of experience in the field. So there's no right age. What is important is to know yourself, to know your strengths, your weaknesses, your aptitudes, your interests, your talents, and to match them with the opportunities that exist, because that is when you have your dream job. So there are people who decide after they're undergraduates. They are undergraduates, they're still not decided. So they, during that journey, they say, okay, this is what I want, or they change their mind. So essentially, be an explorer. Know yourself, inform yourself. Information is power. The right information will get you to the right opportunity, and then plan for yourself. And it's a dynamic process. It's not sculpted in stone. So you may decide on a particular career path, but then you can make changes and shifts. As I said, there'll be a minimum of at least 5 careers for you. So there's no right age. You have, let us say, a lot of child prodigies who at the age of 3 or 4 or 5 have showcased their talent in music or art or dancing, or even academics at the age of 10, 11, 12. So it is unique to you. You need to reflect and see what is it that you want to do. Take advice from counselors and career counselors, from your parents. Think deeply and then fine tune the choice to your frequency.
Aryaman is interested in neurosurgery.
Yes.
He has physics, chemistry, maths, biology in 11th and 12th. Can you guide him about the path?
What's his name?
Aryaman.
Aryaman. So I should address you as Dr. Aryaman because you're pretty clear about what you want to do. If you need to have physics, chemistry, biology, take the NEET exam, do your MBBS, and then go in for your MS in neurology. So that is the way ahead.
Vinayak wants to know your opinion about becoming cyber security expert.
For cybersecurity expert, Vinayak, the route would be that you do a physics, chemistry, math, and with PCM, you can move into computer science or IT. You can do a bachelor's of computer science or a Bachelor's of Computer Applications if you do not take the PCM route. So if you have mathematics, you can move into computer applications. If you have computer applications in class without math also, you can do a bachelor's in computer applications. So the broad routes are engineering with computer science, BSc with computer science, bachelor's of computer applications. But there are a lot of alternative courses on offer, which are certification courses. So once you've done this, then you move into cybersecurity as an expertise. And there are many cybersecurity courses available within your course and also beyond your course.
Vinita is interested in doing narration, a voiceover for audiobooks. What do I do to pursue my passion?
That's very interesting. And that's a field which not many people think of at your age, and you can start doing it now. So take voice training. In voice training, in voice modulation, in inflection, these are available through YouTube, and you also have voice trainers in major cities. So go in for voice training, practice. You can practice and take feedback regularly for yourself, and that will get you to your dream career. Let me tell you, Margaret Thatcher, who was a brilliant orator and spoke so beautifully, did not always speak like that. She took voice training. And it is through voice training that she became such a, I would say, magnificent speaker, inspiring speaker, charismatic speaker. This is what I would suggest.
Urvi wants to know, can you please discuss about good institutions in India for degree course in psychology and culinary arts both?
So both the courses would perhaps not be available in the same place. You have specialized institutions that offer culinary arts. For example, you have the Welcome Group in Manipal University, where you can do a bachelor's in culinary art. You can also do it in the IHM at Taj Aurangabad and in the International Institute of Hotel Management and Catering in Hyderabad. So, culinary art is available there. You will not have an opportunity to study psychology while you're doing that, but you could be doing a bachelor's in culinary art from these institutions and a degree in psychology alongside as an online program. That is a possibility with many Indian colleges. Delhi University will give it to you online. So many Indian colleges and universities abroad, as well as IGNOU, will give you psychology as an online course. Alternatively, you could be doing your BA honors in psychology, say from Delhi University. So BA honors in psychology is available at the Lady Shri Ram College, Jesus and Mary College, Indra Pras College, Kamla Nehru Gargi. In Mumbai, Sophia College, Xavier's, Jai Hind. In Bangalore, at Christ, it's also available at St. Joseph's, Mount Carmel, Jyoti Nivas. So if you go to any of these top places for psychology, alongside, you could take up short courses of culinary arts because there are many people within the city and many institutions that offer short courses, say of baking, pastry making, uh, Western food, and so on. So there are options that you will have to see and evaluate and then decide which suits you best.
Gitesh, does it make sense to drop an year for preparation since you don't want to compromise with board results and may not be able to prepare for any competitive exam?
So, what I would say is that if you start early enough, you don't have to drop a year. If you're already in grade 12 and you have not prepared, take entrance exams so that you get a sense of them. And who knows, you may just make it because you studied well. Hitesh, I know many students who prepared well for their board exams. At the same time, they didn't just memorize the fact, they actually learnt with understanding and they applied that knowledge to lots of objective type questions that come in entrance exams. These people not only got a great score in the board exam, they also made it to top institutions. It requires the right strategy. And as I've told you before, the right strategy is to learn with understanding and dovetail your studies with the competitive exam requirements.
Arjun wants to know which stream should he take for web series production.
Arjun, for web series production, you can go from any stream. You need to have certain skills and talent that is very creative, imaginative, good with technology, good with ideas. You're great with teamwork, collaboration. So you can go from any of that and start right away. You don't have to wait for completing or your subjects in plus two or completing your graduation. Start now.
Last question from Rajni. Ma'am, I want to become a space scientist. Which university will you suggest?
You want to be a space scientist, first let me tell you there are many routes into becoming a space scientist. So you could be doing space engineering, and if not space engineering, you can do your BSc, MSc, physics, and move into space sciences, also with mathematics. So there are many routes into space sciences. The most robust or the most direct route would be an engineering course, which would bring everything together. So you would need to go to a good engineering school, institution, and ISRO has programs that you could participate in. So that the Indian Institute of Space Science and Research is where you should also apply. Other engineering colleges, and if not directly space science, you can go do electronics or computers or mechatronics and then move into masters in space engineering. Any other questions?
No, ma'am. No, we can proceed further.
All right, students, it's been great being with you. This is our website. Uh, we are welcoming you as members now to our website, icscareersonline.com. Your user ID is ICS Guidance, password ICS member. Do connect with us, put your questions up. We'll be happy to answer. We have a lot of information on our website on an entire A to Z career spectrum, the latest specializations, campuses across the world. So our website will give you access to the latest updated career information. You can connect with us on Facebook. So we are on Facebook, wherein every day some information is put up which will be very useful for you. ICS International Career by Choice, not chance, is what will get you to our FB page. And so do remain connected, get information about scholarships, about courses, campuses, notifications from our Facebook page as well. We are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, and our email ID is institute@icsmail.in. So do write to us, remain connected, be happy to help you. A big thank you to you for making this such a wonderful session, an interactive one with all the questions that you asked. And a big thank you for the Takshila group for connecting us across the universes of Zoom and the universe of Facebook Live. All the best. Wish you happiness and success in the future. God bless you all.